When a woman walks away, most men think she's moving on to something better. She looks calm, confident, and free, while you're left trying to make sense of what happened. But what no one talks about is what actually awaits her after she walks away from a man she once had a real emotional connection with. The truth is, walking away isn't always the victory it appears to be. At first, she feels powerful. She convinces herself she made the right choice. She distracts herself with friends, attention, and validation. She posts the pictures, changes her look, and tells everyone she's happier now. But deep down, there's something she didn't prepare for. Silence. The absence of your presence, the energy you brought, the stability, the masculine calm that once grounded her. She might not admit it, but when the noise fades and the newness wears off, that emptiness begins to echo. Every woman who's walked away from a man who treated her with value eventually meets that silence, and it hits harder than she expects. You see, it's not the end of the relationship that breaks her. It's realizing that the kind of man she left doesn't come back the same way twice. The world doesn't give her the same warmth, the same focus, or the same loyalty. What awaits her is not immediate regret, but gradual awareness. It unfolds quietly, through comparison, through emptiness, through reflection. And when she finally sees it, she realizes that walking away wasn't freedom. It was a test, one that shows her what she truly lost. This is what happens to her mind, her emotions, and her spirit when she walks away from you. 1. The rush of false freedom. The first thing that hits her after walking away is the rush. It's the high that comes with convincing herself she made the right move. She tells herself she's taking her power back, that she's finally free. Her friends cheer her on, social media feeds her ego, and for a while, it feels good. There's a sense of relief, of space, of control. She fills that space with distractions, nights out, attention from other men, new routines, anything that keeps her from feeling the silence. But deep down, it's not freedom she's experiencing, it's emotional adrenaline, it's the temporary boost that comes from escaping discomfort, not healing from it. She tells herself she's over you, but her mind keeps checking if you've noticed she's gone. Every post, every story, every move is carefully designed to show she's fine, but also to see if you still care. She measures her power through your reaction. That's why the silence from your end starts to bother her. She expected you to chase, to reach out, to prove your love through pursuit. When you don't, that false freedom begins to lose its thrill. Suddenly, the independence she was proud of starts to feel like loneliness. She begins to realize that walking away didn't erase the connection. It just pushed it into the background, waiting to surface when the noise dies down. What awaits her here is confusion. She thought leaving would give her peace, but instead, it only gave her distance. And distance makes her see the difference between being free and being alone. That's the first crack in the illusion. Freedom without direction always fades, and soon she'll start looking back, not because she misses the relationship, but because she misses how you made her feel safe within it. 2. The search for replacement. After the high of independence starts to fade, she begins the quiet search for something to fill the emptiness. She won't admit it to anyone, not even herself, but she starts comparing every man she meets to you. She tells herself she's moving on, that she's open to new possibilities, but deep down, she's not looking for someone new. She's looking for the same emotional depth she walked away from. She'll meet men who seem exciting at first, men who flatter her, who chase her, who tell her what she wants to hear. For a while, she'll believe it's better, but slowly she'll realize that surface-level attention doesn't feed her the way genuine connection did. The energy feels different. The conversations lack weight. The warmth you gave her, the calmness, the steady focus, can't be replicated through flattery or charm. That's when disappointment begins to set in. Every new connection exposes what she didn't appreciate before. How rare consistency is, how uncommon real effort is, how valuable masculine stability feels when it's gone. The more she searches, the more she realizes that what she lost wasn't replaceable. And the irony hits hard. She walked away because she thought she could do better, not realizing she already had what most women spend years trying to find. The search becomes a cycle, temporary excitement followed by quiet regret. She won't say it out loud, but the comparison never leaves her mind. Every new man is a reminder of what you gave effortlessly. And when she finally sees that no one matches that standard, she doesn't just miss you. She begins to question her own choices. What awaits her here isn't joy, but the weight of realizing she traded connection for curiosity, and curiosity always fades faster than love. 3. The quiet reflection. After the excitement fades and the comparisons start to drain her, she enters a period of quiet reflection. It doesn't happen suddenly. It creeps in during those long nights when her phone is silent, when the people who once hyped her up are busy with their own lives, when she finally has to sit alone with her thoughts. That's when reality begins to hit her. She starts replaying moments from your time together, but not the arguments or the problems, the small things. The tone of your voice when you spoke to her calmly, the way you listened even when she was emotional, how you showed up without needing to be asked. Those memories begin to surface when she least expects them. What once seemed normal now feels precious. She starts realizing how much of your presence she took for granted because she assumed it would always be there. That's when regret starts whispering, not in a dramatic way, but through subtle thoughts like, "He really did care," or "Maybe I overreacted." It's not just missing you. It's missing the version of herself she was when she was with you. The woman who felt secure, admired, grounded. Reflection does that. It shows her the difference between what she wanted in the moment and what she actually needed long term. This stage can last a long time because pride keeps her quiet. She won't reach out yet, but she'll think about it often. She'll stalk your social media, check if you've moved on, or wonder if you still think about her. And when she sees you calm, focused, and unaffected, it stirs something deeper, because it confirms what she tried to deny, that you're not broken without her. That realization makes her reflect not just on what she lost, but on what she misunderstood. 4. The reality of replacement. There comes a moment when she finally realizes you've moved on. And that's when the weight of her choices truly lands. At first, she might have believed you'd always be there waiting, that she could walk away, test her options, and still have a path back if things didn't work out. But when she sees that you're not chasing, not begging, not posting out of pain but out of peace, that's when reality hits hard. She starts to understand that men like you don't stay stuck. You evolve. You rebuild. You become stronger in silence. That truth shatters her illusion of control. She may even try to reach out, testing the waters with a casual message, a memory, or a small excuse to reconnect. But when she senses your distance, when your tone is polite but detached, when your attention no longer belongs to her, she realizes something she never expected. She's been replaced, not by another woman, but by your growth. That's the moment she feels the loss for real. Because the world told her that leaving would make her stronger, but watching you become unbothered shows her how much strength she lost when she walked away. Every man who finds peace after being left becomes a mirror for her regret. She starts comparing her emotional chaos to your calm, her loneliness to your progress. And in that comparison, she realizes that while she's been trying to prove she's fine, you've been proving something far greater, that her absence didn't destroy you. It refined you. What awaits her here is the painful truth that she didn't just lose you. She lost the version of herself that existed when she was loved by you. That realization doesn't fade quickly. It lingers, replaying in her mind every time she sees you thriving without her. 5. The weight of comparison. Once she sees that your life didn't fall apart after she walked away, something changes inside her. Every man she meets becomes a mirror reflecting what you once were. The attention she gets now feels different, less focused, less intentional, less grounded. She starts noticing how other men talk but don't listen, how they promise but don't follow through, how they flirt but don't protect. And that's when the comparisons begin to weigh her down. Because no matter how much she tries to move forward, she keeps measuring new experiences against the standard you set. She remembers your patience when she was emotional, your calm when she was testing you, your consistency when others would have walked away. Those memories start to haunt her in the quiet moments, not because she can't find someone new, but because she can't find that same energy again. You became her reference point for what real connection feels like, and that's something she can't escape. The hardest part is that she'll never admit this out loud. Pride won't let her. She'll act like she's fine, post about self-love and independence, but deep down, every man she meets reminds her of what she lost. And the more she compares, the more she realizes that emotional security isn't something you can fake. It either exists or it doesn't. You gave her peace without conditions, and now she's surrounded by men who only offer attention without depth. That contrast eats away at her slowly. The truth she didn't see when she left is now unavoidable. Real connection doesn't come often, and when it's gone, it doesn't come back the same. What awaits her here is quiet regret, disguised as indifference. Because no matter what she does, the standard you set keeps echoing in the back of her mind. 6. The moment of regret. This is the stage where silence turns heavy and realization turns into regret. It doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in through small reminders. Maybe she hears a song you used to play, passes by a place you once went together, or sees something that brings you to mind. Suddenly, the emotions she buried start resurfacing, stronger than before. She begins to feel the weight of what she threw away, but now there's no easy way to fix it. Reaching out feels risky because she senses you've changed. You're calmer, more centered, harder to reach emotionally. That distance stings because she remembers when she was the one who had access to you, when she could call and you'd answer, when she could test you and still feel your patience. Now she realizes that those moments weren't weakness on your part. They were love. She sees it too late. What used to annoy her, your calmness, your logic, your steady pace, now feels like the very thing she needs in her life. That's how regret works. It opens your eyes after the door has closed. She might replay old conversations, wishing she'd responded differently, or wonder what would have happened if she'd been more patient. But time doesn't bend backward for clarity. What awaits her here is emotional consequence. She begins to feel what you once felt, the confusion, the loss, the emptiness. Except now, she can't undo it. She's not just missing you, she's missing the feeling of being understood, seen, and protected. Regret has a strange way of humbling even the most confident. It strips away pride and exposes truth. And the truth she's now facing is simple. Walking away didn't free her. It cost her the one man who would have stood by her even when she made mistakes. 7. The reality she can't escape. At this point, she begins to understand that walking away was never really about you. It was about her needing to feel in control. But now, the silence you left behind has forced her to face herself. That's the part most women aren't ready for. They think leaving will give them peace, that cutting ties will bring relief. But what they find instead is a mirror showing them everything they ran from. She starts realizing that the problem was never your presence. It was the way she took it for granted. The stability, the way you handled conflict without shouting, the way you cared without expecting, the way you stayed grounded when she was emotional, all of that now feels irreplaceable. She'll see you growing, posting less, moving differently, and it will hit her that you no longer need her validation. That's when her peace turns to panic. The attention from other men won't satisfy her because it doesn't carry the same energy. They flirt but don't connect. They talk but don't listen. They show interest but lack consistency. And that's when she realizes she walked away from something real while chasing something temporary. The silence becomes her teacher now. It teaches her what respect feels like, because for the first time, she's experiencing what it means to be ignored by someone she still wants. It teaches her value, because now she sees how rare loyalty really is. And it teaches her consequence, because she's finally tasting the result of her own choices. You're no longer the man waiting for her to return. You're the man she wishes she'd never left. That's the reality she can't escape. No matter how far she runs, every version of happiness she tries to build will always remind her of the one she destroyed. What awaits her after she walks away from you isn't freedom. It's a slow awakening. At first she'll celebrate, then she'll question, then she'll regret. Your silence becomes her mirror, and in that silence, she finally hears everything she refused to listen to when you spoke. That's when the truth hits her. You were never the one who lost. She was, because while she was chasing validation, you were building value. While she was trying to prove she didn't need you, you were becoming the man she'd never find again. So stay silent, stay grounded. Let time reveal what words never could.